Hey everybody, Brian Hoops here with Midwest Market Solutions. Just got done mowing the yard and coming in to look at the night trade here, catch up on what happened in the day. I've had a lot of calls from people talking about new format here as far as delivering closing commentary. Hopefully you like this and enjoy it. If you have some comments, thoughts on it, ways to improve, let us know. We're going to talk about what's going on with the market here today, and then maybe look at a couple charts and sign off. So won't take a lot of your time. We had a lot of private export sale announcements this morning. 150,000 corn to Mexico, 104,000 hard red wheat to Mexico, 264,000 beans to China, 132,000 metric tons of beans to an unknown destination. This really should have been supportive on the opening, and then we kind of faded, and the rest of the day we were positioning ahead of the report out tomorrow morning. Now, this report is expected to be somewhat neutral to slightly bearish. Some of the trade is expecting USDA to increase corn and soybean yields slightly. I am in the camp where we're going to leave things unchanged, as in fact some of the yields we're hearing from producers saying they combine their best stuff first, the rest of it may not yield as good as what some of the earlier harvested corn and soybeans that they have uncovered is going to yield. So we're going to have a big crop, but it may not be as big as what the USDA says in tomorrow's report. It could shrink from there based off of what clients are starting to get into some of these worse fields, and maybe not quite as good as what they had seen earlier. So we'll update you on what the USDA says on Thursday morning, 11 o'clock. We'll keep you up to date on that, on what's going on, and we'll see what they have to say. Of course, they can throw some curveballs at us, but really expecting unchanged to slightly bearish numbers in tomorrow's report. It was a little bit lower day here in the grains, a little positioning. Wheat pulled back a little bit as well. In the livestock trade, we were lower in the cattle market during the day, and not a significant drop, but the Fed online auction did not help the bulls out today, as there was no sales made. That's 2 of the last 3 weeks, no sales in the Fed online auction. Cattle cutout values, choice was down $1.08 today, select was off 126, so that's not helping things either. We're overbought in the futures. We could see a pullback here. We're going to look at a cattle chart in a second, and we'll talk about maybe where this market can pull back to. But I was on RFD TV yesterday on Sirius Satellite Channel 147 Commodity Wrap program that airs tonight, talking about longer term, what's the cattle feeder going to do? You're looking at a $9 spread between current cash and December board. Likely you're going to put on some weight on those cattle and try and get that $9 that's out there, and that means we're going to increase supplies, feed cattle out longer. That takes a little supply off the front end, which is a little friendly to the front months, but longer term it's bearish. So get yourselves, in my opinion, you got to get yourselves hedged at these levels. Have a great night, and let's look at a couple charts. All right, we're back looking at a cattle chart. This is a continuation cattle chart. Look at the breakout here above 117.72. I think this is where we're going to pull back towards on Thursday's trade. I think we are going to pull back based on these cutout values that we talked about being lower on the day. Likely to pull back at least to this area, and as we look at even further corrections, likely to go into this 115.25, maybe 116 area. That's your 50 and 62% retracements. There's a big cluster of support right here at 115.80. Let's we can draw a line from this area right across here, about 115.65, 115.80, where you've got a lot of support. That's where I think this market's going to pull back towards here from these current levels, and take a look and see what is happening with the cash trade cutout values after a pullback. But I think that's very likely where this December cattle chart is headed. Looking at the hog charts here, we continue to build on some strength today, up at over $1 in December. We can clear this. Let's project where this next rally goes towards. If we can clear that area, we're looking at getting back up in the 65, and then you see this resistance here on the continuation chart, 65.77. So this is an area that I think is probably the next area. Look at the seasonals coming down here in the hog market, starting just in a couple days. So if we can get up in the 65.15, 66.20, 65.75, probably a place where producers need to look at getting some hedges in place if you haven't already. Have a good night and good luck, good trading. Hope your hedges are good. Talk to you again soon. This has been Brian Hoops.